interest over the years. I realized that there was a business side to healthcare, and it could be used as a powerful lever to drive change from a place that I never knew existed. Working on transformation from the helm of leadership and operations meant that I could go outside the traditional healthcare sector for business models and ideas that could be adapted and transplanted all across healthcare. And that is exactly what I have done. I have tried to take the non-traditional path forward in my career as chief executive at Henry Ford Health System, and prior to that as a leader at hospitals and health organizations across the United States. In the service of setting a much higher standard within healthcare, I have developed a reputation for pursuing the unexpected. During my tenure, for example, the health system closed 3 hospitals and still doubled in size. As a math equation, that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I will show that it happened because people across the organization came to believe that HFHS is a safe place to innovate and do things differently. Together, we changed the system for the better. Unconventional leadership. In the minutes that follow, I will talk about unconventional leadership and how its tenets have aided me and the teams I've worked with in turning around a number of organizations, winning the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award at HFHS, and ultimately creating a high-performance health system that is widely considered a model for organizations within healthcare and beyond. Unconventional leadership is by far more fun and exhilarating than the traditional route, but it requires courage and a willingness to commit to difficult change, and it will look and feel different in every case. This audiobook presents a mode of operating rather than a template or model. For me, thinking and acting differently was easier because I don't look much like many of the people around me. I am not a typical CEO operating in a traditional setting. I am a female chief executive of a large organization at a time when fewer than 5% of top leaders in Fortune 500 companies and fewer than 18% of hospital CEOs are women. My colleagues and I operate in an industry where disruption is common, and we reside in a city, Detroit, that has been in the grip of desperate economic decline and social upheaval. Over a span of 30 years, working at the highest levels of leadership and serving on corporate boards, my tendency to buck tradition has allowed me to see difficult situations for what they are and choose the right levers for making them better. Even more, unconventional leadership has allowed me to become an innovator in a notoriously high-risk, fast-paced environment. I've been through 3 hospital fires, numerous bomb threats, several financial turnarounds, and a multitude of business model resets. Not to mention the life and death scenarios I am privy to every day as I work with physicians, nurses, patients, and the entire healthcare team to address dilemmas as they unfold. My point is that running a healthcare organization or any large company is like running a city. Anything can happen. I have needed to think differently in order to respond in real time to all of the change and chaos. With so few top women leaders to turn to for support and encouragement, and even fewer who are gay, I have relied on iconic role models as I developed my leadership style. As I searched for answers over the years, the legacy of Henry Ford, the founder of Henry Ford Health System, was one of the leadership stories I tapped for knowledge and inspiration. In fact, Ford's example was one of the things that brought me to Detroit and helped me to find a home here. As a lifelong student of leadership, I have found Ford's business philosophy, known as Fordism, to be more fascinating and instructive than just about anyone's. In my mind, he was as much iconoclast as icon. He was innovative, to be sure, but his influence went well beyond the implementation of mass production. Ford, for example, argued that high wages were essential for both economic and moral reasons. In 1914, he set a powerful precedent by doubling pay for employees on his assembly line in Detroit. In part, the move was designed to address high turnover among workers who found the job difficult and unrewarding. And Ford argued that a higher wage was not only crucial to the success of his business, but also good for workers.